Two huge albums, two iconic albums, and I believe that these are the best albums of these two titanic guys. You might say one is obviously better than the other one, but this is music battles, and there are certain parameters, and it's not as straightforward or as a whitewash as you think it may be. Let's get it on this damn music battle, baby. Okay, that was a mistake. I played the outro instead of the intro, break myself. So, what are we saying? We're talking about Illmatic and the blueprints. Now, people may say, wait. No, Jay-Z's best album is Reasonable Doubt. Now, I prefer Reasonable Doubt to Illmatic, but if I brought Reasonable Doubt, it would be destroyed by Illmatic. It will be destroyed. Based on how these music battles work, I feel this is the best Jay-Z album to go up against NAS's Illmatic. So I personally enjoy Reasonable Doubt more. But when you just look at I feel if you just say objectively, taking everything into account, I think this is Jay-Z's peak. This is Jay-Z's magnum opus. This is his, when he really came into his own, is the blueprint. So I said this is for the purposes of this music battle. I feel this is perhaps the best one to choose. So let's get it. Intro. So for intro, this is just like what song has the best intro? When you're introduced into the song, which song best gives you that whole thing? Now, here's the thing here. If this dude switched things around, he'd have the better intro. But because he didn't, this is pretty straightforward. This is an easy dub. And it's only an easy dub because this certain guy didn't do it, the switcheroonie. And if he did the switcheroonie, I think it would have been a lot closer. So that's Jay-Z. No, it's your boy. It's your boy. If Jay-Z had Takeover as the opening track, which he should have, that would have won this. I think when you hear New York State State of Mind, you are completely put into it. And remember, so people say, no. When I do the intro, it's your intro song. So there is a song that comes before New York State State of Mind, but that track, what was it? The Genesis, it's not a track. The intro is, what is your intro song? What is the song? Not the skits or everything. I don't count skits. What is the song that sets the tone for your album? Because the first song, that is the tone setter for your album. It's like, when I do 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying, that is one of the great intros of an album. So for Jay-Z, The Roller's Back, that is still a song. It's not a skit, it is still a song. So because the Genesis is 1 minute 45. The Roller's Back is 3:49. So once your song hits like 3 minutes, that's a song. A minute 30, 2 minutes, that's a skit. 3 minutes and upwards, because really normally the average thing for a song is like 3:30. Or really the minimum for a song is like 3:30, 3:40, but on an average people like 3:40, 4 minutes. But once you're in 3 minutes, that's a song, so that counts as your intro. So if he had done Takeover as his first track, that would win the intro. Because that would have been a crazy intro. And as I always said, Nas is my guy. I do personally prefer Nas. I've always said the Takeover was a better diss song. As a song, was a better diss song than Ether. I've always heard of that Ether beats. But New York State of Mind, bro, the moment he just says like, man, I don't even know how to start this, bro. And then boom, the guy just starts spitting. It's amazing. I think The Roller's Back is not a very strong intro. It's really just Jay-Z flexing. And I think if I was advising Jay-Z, but like, this, you go with Takeover. If you start with Takeover, that is just the nuke you want to start things off with. But I suppose you just wanted us to flex a little bit, then go into Takeover. But I feel that was a bad decision not to start with that track. Because put it this way, if he had Takeover like 5 or 6, fine. The fact that you have it second, just have it first. So if you don't want to build up to the middle of the track, just have it as your first track. But yeah, New York State of Mind, amazing track. And it's a perfect tone setter that just tells you, yo, this golden child, this is what this golden child is about. This is what this golden child is about. So perfect intro into what this guy's going to do for the rest of this freaking amazing album. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. And the reason why this is a tough one is this is a tough one. These are both great cover arts. So let me just talk you through this. Correct me if I'm wrong. NAS was the first guy to do this, where I'm going to put my younger self on the album cover. Lil Wayne does it. Name all of your favorite rappers. They've done a version of this. I think, who's that Detroit rapper? I've forgotten his name. But basically, almost every rapper, at least one album, they've done it of like a young version of themselves. So in terms of influence, what's one of the most, this might be, no, I think this is the most influential album cover ever in terms of how many people have covered it. And it's so easy. Streets, me looking through the streets, but a younger version of myself. So, that's really trippy. So really, it feels as if the cover artist saying, no, this is like my life story that I'm saying here. In terms of just shot composition, like let's say in terms of just like photography, that Jay-Z cover album is great. It's great. So here's my thing. It's a two flex. I think in terms of the story they are telling, they're both tied. In terms of, it's still, the Nas album, in terms of, okay, what is this? Does this tell you, does this properly illustrate what the album's about? For Nas, beautiful. It's about me, a young kid, viewing things as a young kid, and it's like a life story. Perfect. Jay-Z, I'm the boss, I'm the main guy, I'm taking over everything. This is me telling that the ruler is here. Perfect. Looks like a scene from a movie. So they both do that. But what Jay-Z's album has over Nas is, in terms of just photography, visually, it visually looks better. So what makes it difficult is that the Nas album is far more influential. But when I just say for cover arts, it is what it means influential, but also just cover art, as in how the quality of the photography, the quality of the visuals, and how well the visuals tell the story of the album. So for me, it's a tough, got to give it to Jay-Z. I just feel like if Jay-Z's, the fact, it's a great album cover, bro. Because I remember seeing it when people used to get CDs back in the day. So when people used to get CDs. I remember just seeing that CD, and for me, I was never really a Jay-Z guy, but I was like, that's a pretty, especially when you held it on your views, I'm like, that's a damn, because it's like a top-down view. He's on the table smoking the cigar. You see like a few guys there. So really, it feels like a scene from the mob movie. Then it has a really nice blue tint to it. I just think visually, it's a quality looking album. Visually, it's a quality looking album. So for me, I've got to give that cover art to Jay-Z. Damn, this is hard. This is hard. Which is why I had to listen, because for me, I know Illmatic at the back of my hand. I've listened to the albums many times. So I had to do a refresher for the Jay-Z album Blueprints. Blueprints has some great production, bro. It has some great production, bro. Like the production on Thingy is amazing. So my difficulty here is, let me just even refresh my mind. Because when you just look at the Jay-Z's thing, for me, my favorite track on the Jay-Z album is Girls, Girls, Girls. That's an amazing album. That's an amazing song. Girls, 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 You Don't Know, Take Izzo, Renegade. Okay, that's not really his. There's some good ones here, but okay, there's some great production. Because I think I've forgotten the name of the guy. So it's not Sway's Beats, because Kanye does. Did Kanye do take over? But my thing though is when you just look at Just Blaze. Sorry, I just Just Blaze. I think Just Blaze did I think Just Blaze did You Don't Know, which I have a great production. But the thing is, this album, has, because this album is like a who's who of producers. I think the production is probably one of the highest points of this album. I think, look, bro, yeah, it's. I mean, shout out to your boy. Shout out to your boy. Like, I mean, it's a good thingy, but bro, I mean, you have from what's it called? From Q-Tip to Pete Rock to oh gosh, DJ Premier. I mean, just the best of the best of the best. Some of the flips that he did, the flips of Human Nature and everything, just freaking amazing. So it is a production masterclass for Nas, and it's like you see, there's some songs from like, again, for me, I'm not the biggest fan of One Time for Your Mind. I'm not the biggest fan of Rap Represents. One Love is cool, but New York State of Mind, Life's a B, World is Yours, Halftime, Memory Lane, It Ain't Hard to Tell. That is an incredible production. So I just think that even though that Jay-Z has some great production, so what those guys did on that Nas album was insane. It was absolutely insane. So I just think because it was a production masterclass, and it was literally just like the best of the best producers came through and said what's up. So, and again, I told you, Q-Tip, DJ Premier, Pete Rock, and it's one of DJ Premier's best works. It's what's it called? The World Is Yours. That might be Pete Rock's best production. You know, next to his remix to Jump Around, which is amazing. His remix to Jump Around, Everlast, is amazing. But that might be his second best production. I think his best production might be That's World Is Yours. Crazy production. So, gotta give that to your boy Nas. This is a tricky one. Now, guys, this is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. So, walk with me here. Both are super impactful. Nas changed rap. It's introduced literally the golden child of rap, and I was like, bro, who is this guy? Like I say, it was the first truly classic big time album. You could argue that. For Jay-Z, it's this is a nuke. He's coming into his own. Some would argue that you have to give this to Nas because of what it is. But when you look at another attribute that come through, I think you're getting into mixed up with another attribute. It was Nas's Illmatic was super impactful because it's the best debut album of all time. Like, let's be real. They've been amazing debut albums by rappers. What's it called? Internal Affairs, Pharoah Monch. Do you want to count Slim Shady LP? You want to count Outkast's first album? Reasonable Doubt is a great debut album. They've been 50 Cent's but this is the best debut album of all time because it's seen as one of the best albums of all time. So its impact was huge. I think that the law for Illmatic was not. People didn't really appreciate what it was at that time. Because this is the key thing. I think this came out in 94, 99, 95, which I believe that's like the rap's heyday. So I think rap had two peaks, 94, 95, and 98. If you just look at the albums that came out in 98, look at the albums that came out in 94 and 95. Those are the two peaks of rap in terms of quality of music. So I feel once it came out, guys were like, okay, this is a pretty good album. But we've got many other amazing albums out here. You know, Das Effects was out, KRS-One was out, Mobb Deep was out. But I think the appreciation was afterwards. When Jay-Z's album landed, it was like, okay, this is the guy. Which is why, and this is why I explained to you guys why, this is why I wanted to do this instead of Thingamajig. Which is why I wanted to do this instead of Reasonable Doubts. Because I don't think Reasonable Doubts was as impactful. So basically, if I'd done Reasonable Doubts, Illmatic was far more impactful than Reasonable Doubts, 100%. The Blueprint was a huge freaking deal. So remember, this is 01, and 01 wasn't 98. 01 wasn't 94, 95. And this was the only album anybody was talking about. Let's be real. Illmatic came out during a high freaking point of rap. Tupac was still around. Biggie was still around. So it was a high point of rap. 01, no Pac, no biggie. Mobb Deep's best albums had already been passed them already. So many top guys had already had their debut albums and already been out already. So once it came out, it was like, oh, that guy you saw at basically it was like the guy you saw from Reasonable Doubt, this is him refined. So people say that Illmatic is NAS at his best. I feel that I prefer Reasonable Doubt. But if I'm being objective, this was Jay-Z's apex. And I think once this came out and just that's the girls sing. I mean, just once it came out, it was like, okay, bro, this guy just said what's up. He's just taking things to a whole plateau. He's taking things to a whole plateau. So I just feel the impact. Basically, you had to be there in '01. You had to be there in '01, which was also the same year that MJ's album came out, Michael Jackson. It was a freaking nuke. It was a freaking nuke. And maybe you could argue that because, but again, it was everything because yes, people are like, oh wow, the takeover, but that would do a disservice. It was not only because of the takeover. This was the guy you saw from Reasonable Doubt, but far more refined, far more laser focused, and it's like, oh, this is now a rap superstar. He wasn't a rap superstar, Reasonable Doubt. Blueprint was like, oh no, this is a rap superstar. This is the guy to take over, what intended, the rap industry and potentially the music industry. I just felt as good as Illmatic was, the impact of Jay-Z's album, The Blueprints, was better. And I do feel there is a time tax. Because if Blueprints came out in 94 or 995 or in 98, boom. But because it came out in '01, that was just what was key. Because it came out at a time when rap was not at its highest as compared to 94, 95, and 98. Singles. So let me explain this thing of singles, what I mean by singles. So when we talk singles here, see, this is more so. I don't know this stuff. So this is more so related to bangers. How many songs of that album can you release? So remember, you have singles and you have album tracks. Those are not the same thing. So let's say you put out like say you have like a 10-song album, and there's songs. Oh no, this works well for the story of the album, but these songs stand out. There's some songs that should not be released, and there's so many times where my favorite artist, my favorite band, I'm like, bro, why'd you release that as a single? It's a good song. Keep that on the album. That works with the album. But there's certain songs that no, they work on the album, but they work well on their own as singles. So this is just how well the singles are. For me, this is easy. For me, this is easy, bro. And I think this is one where this is like his strongest feat, bro. I've got to give it to your boy. You know, let me just read that. So I've got to give it to your boy. I've got to give it to your boy. Like, bro, again, some NAS tracks are amazing, bro, in New York State of halftime. But guys, what's it called? If you're just talking about bangers, Takeover, Izzo, banger. Girls, banger. You don't know banger. Banger. Bro, you can say Renegade, banger. Like Hola Jovito, banger. Jigga, banger. Like, and I think that is probably Jay-Z's, his biggest strength are releasing great singles. His singles are great. So I just feel the individual songs would do better in the club. So singles are almost like not only good songs they can play on the radio that guys can listen to many times, but songs they can play in the club. Basically, banging tracks. Nas's tracks are good, and I probably prefer them just in terms of quality and what he's saying, but just in terms of just like huge, massive things that can go through, amazing. Like Nas can't make a girls. He can't. Like that track, what that track is, and what that track does, girls, Nas can't do that. And that's just what Jay-Z is really good at, making a track like that, or like a you don't know. Like he can do like a track for the girls, he can do like a track for the third, you don't know. Boom. So singles for me, I've got to give it to like that Blueprints album, most of the Reasonable Doubts, some of those songs are massive. Well, so Izzo, H to the Izzo. So come on, bro, huge. Cohesion. So what do we mean by cohesion here? So how well can you listen? How well can you listen to the track from back to front? That's what this means. So how well can you listen to this track from back to front? And this, it's like, can you play this track from track 1 to the very last track? There are some albums that, let's be real, there are 3 good songs on that album. Track 3, the single. Track 7, track 8, the kind of Spanish infused song. And then track 16 featuring a whole damn country. so not all albums are amazing, bro. So for Cohesion, this is easy, bro. And for me, no, I don't think an album can beat this one. It's not even a discussion here, bro. It's not even a discussion. It's your boy. Like, I do feel that Blueprint starts well, but it then loses its way. Because I think Blueprint, like, once you start off with Takeover, Azo, Girls, Jigger, You Don't Know, boom. Then when you get to Hola, Jovito, Heart of the City, Never Change, then it loses its way. And that's what you get with a lot of albums where they start off strong, then you may get a good middle track, then you will get some middling tracks, and the last track is a banger. New State of Mind, Life's a B, where AZ goes crazy, The World Is Yours, Halftime, Memory Lane. And One Love, One Time for Mind, they're more chiller tracks, but they're still good. So the thing with Illmatic is it never loses its way. It starts off strong. Midway is super strong with Halftime. Then it chills out. But even when it chills out, it doesn't lose its strength and it still keeps you on the path. And then it just ends supremely well. So for me, it is, I don't think, for me, maybe Beats, Rhymes, and Life by Tribe Called Quest, another Tribe album. There are very few rap albums that you can listen to back to front so easily with no skips like this. So again, it's almost, I should almost change it to no skips. What are there no skips where you can just listen to it again and again and again? Because there's some albums that you're skipping songs. And for Blueprints, yeah, there's songs that they're skipping, bro. There's songs they are skipping, like Hola, Ovito. Yeah, I'm skipping that. Never Change it. I'm skipping that. There are skips. You don't skip any NAS tracks. There's no track on Illmatic you're skipping. It is the quintessential back to front listen of that album, bro. All right, guys, come on. What are we saying here, guys? What do we guys? What are we saying here, bro? For me? You don't even need to tell me what's the like. Let's not even no. Let's. It might be the best outro of all time. I know that's saying a lot, but a strong argument can be made. A strong argument can be made that it might be the best outro of all time. It just might be the best outro of all time. Superb, absolutely absolutely superb. Like, bro, because maybe it's bad because it's MJ, but trust me, if you do a really good MJ flip, it's amazing. And there've been 2 great flips of Human Nature. So there's been SWV, right here, amazing. SWV, amazing. And I believe, now this may be urban legend, apparently, MJ said to Nas, I will lend you this track to do a remix for, to do a sample for, only if you don't curse. If you don't curse, you can use the track. So that was the thing. But bro, it didn't have to tell. Amazing. amazing. So I like just superb. Absolutely so superb. Like, it's one of the greats. Just because the album was going so well, but to end it like that. Like, if, let's say the album just ended with just like a relaxing stuff, it'd be fine. But I think that is what makes it such an amazing album, because it was so good. And let's be real, and this is the key thing. How many rap albums have a song as good as It's in Hard to Tell? I told you, most last tracks of rap albums, it's a track featuring 300 people, and it's probably a remix of the single that they did. Like Pheromone, where he remixes Simon Says. Clips, they remix Grinding. But this one, no, this is original track, and it's a great track. And how many rap albums can you name where the last track is arguably one of the best tracks on the album? Very few. It's just, okay, outro, I'm out. I've already given you my best tracks on track 3, 4, 5, and 7. But this, bro, it didn't have to tell. That's one of the best tracks on the album. It's one of my favorite tracks on the album. So as an intro, absolutely amazing. Jay-Z couldn't compete. He couldn't compete. Lyrics, sketchy. This- Look, so when we talk about lyrics, it's about your pen, your pen. A bit of a flow as well. How well you flow. I think it's like two flex of your pen and how well you flow. But it's that pen game. Is that how potent is your pen? And I always say to guys, side note, J Electronica might be one of the best writers of all time. J Electronica. Yeah. Yeah. Nas when he went crazy here, bro. Like he went absolutely crazy here, bro. Um, I just feel that. Hold on, let me just organize all these like so. There we go. The hell. So yeah, he just went crazy. He went crazy. Like he went absolutely crazy. Like your boy just went crazy. Like lyrically, you know, I never sleep, but sleep is the cousin of death. I excel with clientele. I clear and prevail. I mean, come on, like bro, Nas has never reached this point. Like now, the Nas albums with his bar are some of his best songs. What is so crazy is you'd think that lyrically, you reach a lyrical apex like when you go deep into your albums. But what makes it so crazy is out the gates. This guy was doing stuff lyrically that no one had ever done before, or no one had ever really seen. And I think that Jay Z, his, I think Jay Z's lyrics got deeper. But when you look at when you listen to the blueprints, it's like, okay, this is just a guy just flexing. It's not very deep. Now, I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you. I can sell ice in the winter. I can sell fire in the hell. I'm a hustler, baby. I can sell water to a well. I think that's the greatest Jay-Z lyric of all time. And for me, that is the best Jay-Z lyric on that whole album. I think that's just a great bar. But Jay-Z, for this, he was a flexer. Now, Jay-Z has gotten better. And I think Jay-Z's best work lyrically is 444. Lyrically, that is his best work. That's great writing, where he really matured as a guy. But at Blueprint, it's a guy just flexing. And there's nothing deep. For Nas, there's flexing, but the writing is just on another level. Right? It's so pep. It's so pep. I mean, come on, like bro, I never sleep because sleep is the cousin of death. That is a lyric that has been used, has really entered into the ether of life. That's just something that everyone knows. So lyrically, amazing. Lyrically on a whole other level. And there are some albums that can compete, Black on Both Sides, Internal Affairs, KRS's album. There are many songs that can compete, but it's going to be tough to beat Illmatic for just pure lyrics and writing ability. It's going to be tough to beat this stuff. It's going to be tough, and Blueprint does not. Finally, legacy, man. What are we saying about legacy here, bro? Let's be real. You can have a convo here because Jay-Z's Blueprint, bro. You have to understand that pound for pound, people say this might be the greatest rapper of all time, just in terms of everything. And Blueprint was his apex. So when you look at, okay, what Jay-Z is now, people talking about Jay-Z, all roads lead back to Blueprint, not Reasonable Doubt. All roads in terms of what he's done, in terms of what he's done as a rapper and where he's reached, it began with the Blueprints. So the Blueprints legacy this is the album that helped forge a guy who many people consider one of the greatest rappers of all time and has pretty much almost outgrown rap and become bigger than rap. It began with Blueprints. So Blueprints legacy is the building blocks of this great rapper that we see. Because you have to understand this though. Illmatic is not only the greatest rap album of all. Illmatic is not only the greatest rap album of all time. Illmatic is one of the greatest albums of all time. See, to call just Illmatic a great rap album does a disservice to the album. Like, oh no, it's a great as a rap album. Bring any album. Bring Nevermind, bring Blood Sugar Sex Magic, bring Purple Rain, bring Thriller, bring any of your top tier albums. Put Illmatic in that conversation. Bring Off the Wall. Bring them all. Songs in the Key of Life. Bring all of them. Now, you may argue that those songs are better. Illmatic deserves to be put in that conversation. Like, the legacy of Illmatic is no, this is an album that, if rap said you rap, give us an album that you want to compete with other top albums. What is it? Your album that you want to compete with songs in the Key of Life, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Nevermind, Thriller, Purple Rain. Bro, this you bring Illmatic because it's just an amazing album in terms of the production, in terms of what it's saying, in terms of the lyrics, in terms of the musicality, in terms of the cohesion of the record itself, what it says from beginning to end. It's just an amazing piece of musical work, and for me, there is, in terms of legacy, no album's beating it for legacy. It's not, because it's like, it's introduced the golden child. The golden child delivered, and to this day, there've been many great albums that have come out from rap. There's still to this day in 2025, no rap album has done what Illmatic did, in terms of just ticking all of the boxes: the lyrics, the flow, the delivery, the production, the cohesion, the message, and how good it is from track one to the very last track. It is that album. Is that album. So there we have. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to 3, man. 6 to 3. Look, I said again, if this was reasonable doubt, if this was reasonable doubt, NAS would win for cover art, NAS would win for impact, and singles would be debatable. So if this is reasonable doubt, the only one that would be a combo would be singles. For impact, oh no, Illmatic was more impactful than reasonable doubt, 100%. Cover art, no, NAS, the cover, yeah, reasonable doubt, yeah, it was cool. It wasn't as good as this. The cover art for it was not as good as this. So this was the best chance for Jay-Z to see what's up to NAS, and as you can see, Illmatic got him. And again, we'll see. I mean, tell me, comment below, what album do you think I should bring up that you think would defeat Illmatic in terms of all of these parameters? Or think of these parameters: intro, production, cohesion, outro, lyrics, legacy, cover art, impact, singles. Which album do you think would be best positioned to say what's up? So hope you like it. Like the vid. Comment if you like that whole stuff. And next, Drake and Kendrick. Watch this space. All right. One love. Peace out, peace out, peace out, peace out, peace out.